Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced his support for US President Trump's push for a limited ceasefire with Russia. Zelensky said in a statement that Ukrainian and US officials will resolve technical issues related to implementing and expanding the partial ceasefire. The US had proposed that both sides halt attacks on energy facilities and infrastructure as a first step towards a broader peace deal. The Kremlin has said that Russia has suspended its attacks on Ukrainian energy infrastructure after the phone call between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, and had shot down its own Ukraine-bound drones while they were in the air. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters that Russia had called off a drone attack on Ukrainian energy infrastructure targets and had shot down 7 of its own drones. Peskov, in turn, accused Ukraine of not respecting the 30-day moratorium on striking each other's energy infrastructure and said it had tried to attack a Russian energy infrastructure overnight. Ukrainian's President Zelensky has said that he and his US counterpart, Donald Trump, discussed an energy strike ceasefire with Russia. Zelensky said Ukraine would draw up a list of facilities that could be subject to a partial ceasefire brokered by the US. Zelensky said he and Trump also discussed only the vast Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in southeastern Ukraine during their phone call. He added that he told Trump that Kyiv would be ready to discuss US involvement in modernizing and investing in the nuclear plant if it is returned to Ukraine. The White House has announced that it has moved beyond the previously negotiated US-Ukraine minerals and natural resources deal. The White House spokesperson Karoline Leavitt has said the US is shifting its focus to securing peace between Ukraine and Russia. In a statement following an hour-long call between Trump and Zelensky, the White House said Zelensky expressed gratitude for US support. It also noted that technical teams will meet in Saudi Arabia in the coming days. Leavitt added that Zelensky requested additional air defense support to protect civilians from Russian attacks. Trump assured him that he would help locate the necessary equipment in Europe.
The two leaders also agreed on a partial ceasefire against energy. Technical teams will meet in Saudi Arabia in the coming days to discuss.
Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has said that the EU had to back efforts by US President Trump to get a peace deal in the war between Russia and Ukraine. Asked if he continued to oppose the EU giving more money to Ukraine, Orban said the EU doesn't support it. Orban was commenting to reporters as they arrived in Brussels for a meeting of the Patriots for Europe, the European Parliament's third largest voting bloc. British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has said he discussed with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky the progress Trump has made towards ceasefire talks with Russia. President Putin agreed to temporarily stop attacking Ukrainian energy facilities, but declined to endorse a full 30-day ceasefire that Trump hopes would be the first step toward a permanent peace deal. Ukraine said it would support the scaled-back agreement, which would require both countries to hold off on firing on each other's energy infrastructure for 30 days.
Progress that President Trump had made with Russia towards a ceasefire, and I took the opportunity to reaffirm our unwavering support to the people of Ukraine.
There's questions. Question number 1, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last night I spoke to...
Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that Russian troops were completing the defeat of Ukrainian forces in Russia's Kursk region after a 7-month incursion by Kyiv's forces. The incursion, which began in August, was aimed at diverting Moscow's forces from eastern Ukraine, gaining a bargaining chip in any future talks and riling Putin.
Согласно законам Российской Федерации, все военнослужащие украинской армии,
Russia's prison exchange with Ukraine has been finalized during a telephone call between Trump and Putin. Russia's defense ministry said that 175 Ukrainian soldiers had been swapped for 175 Russian servicemen. Moscow had handed over an additional 22 heavily wounded Ukrainian prisoners in need of urgent medical care in what it described as a goodwill gesture. The Defense Ministry said the United Arab Emirates had mediated the deal.